conducted by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, Reserve Bank of India, and supported by Niti Aayog, Startup India, and Invest India. And it's powered by CBK, the World Bank, UNCDF are our institutional partners. So this session will focus on basically a product launch, which is ClickPay. Let me introduce, each one of our esteemed panelists. Subhradeep is the Incharge product transformation for the National Payments Corporation of India. We have Prashanth B, lead strategy and alliances also from the National Payments Corporation of India, and also Vivek Khairnar, senior product manager payments, also from NPCI. So delegates can put their questions on the Q&A window. We will try to respond to them at the end of the session. So without further ado, over to you, Mr. Subhradeep.
Yeah, thank you, Hari. And good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Subhradeep. I am part of the product team of Bharat BillPay at NPCI. So Bharat BillPay, Bharat Bill Payment System, as we all know, is an integrated and national bill payment system in India, offering interoperable and accessible bill payment service to customers through a network of billers and operating units consisting of bank and fintech. Here we have all gathered and to launch a very innovative feature that we have introduced in our platform lately, and we welcome you all to the launch of ClickPay. Now, before I begin with what ClickPay is, what it does, the benefits, and all that, so I would like to set a context, like how in current times billers initiate the payment collection from their systems. So what they do, so what billers do is they send a communication to the customer. It's the communication might say like your bill or your policy or something is due, and click on this link to make the payment. And customer clicks on that link. That link takes the customer to a payment gateway page. Customers enters the payment details and it authorized, and the payment completes, and the payment gateway confirms the payment back to the billers. Now in this flow, this transaction doesn't flow through BVPS, and we wanted to offer BVPS benefits to such transactions as well. So we have defined a new flow called Bharat BillPay ClickPay, and we'll show you how it works. So similarly here, step one is billers sending the Bharat BillPay link to the customer. You can see here, this is the links looks like this. The customer clicks on the link, and when customer clicks on the link, the apps which support Bharat BillPay and which are installed on the customer device pops up. Customer choose any one of the app of their choice, and then the flow takes customer to that payment app. Customers authorize themselves, and after authorize, the bill details are shown to the customer, and customer makes the payment. So as you can see now, using this ClickPay link, this is an app flow, the app experience the customer is getting, and very conveniently customer is able to complete the payment without going through without entering any details or selection of biller and all that. Next, I will play a video which will explain these things in more details.
Toggling between applications just to make a payment? How about a solution that reduces the number of steps needed to make payment? A solution that not only saves time and is convenient. Presenting Bharat BillPay ClickPay. Smart, simple and quick. This feature simply provides a link to the consumer, tapping on which invokes the payment app, self-inputs all details, followed by the pair feeding their PIN, and it's done. One-step payment process that ensures there are no errors or delays and no need to input bill details manually. First, when payment has to be made, link is generated by the biller and sent to consumer on SMS or WhatsApp or email. Next, the consumer clicks on the link and it opens his own her preferred Bharat BillPay enabled payment app. Then, the consumer simply views and checks the pre-filled details of the bill amount, due date, etc. and taps the pay option. Last, the consumer enters the payment PIN in the application and payment is done. ClickPay provides a seamless experience to the consumer. Now enjoy seamless benefits like one-touch direct payment, eliminating scope of manual errors while entering the payment amount and other details, conversion of offline or cash-based bill payments to digital, quicker transaction lifecycle, no need to fetch the bill details before initiating the payment, facilitate digital payment to customers through preferred banking or fintech apps, ensuring ease of payments for the consumers. Bharat BillPay's ClickPay feature. Quick, one-step, revolutionary. Click karo, pay karo. Bharat BillPay ClickPay, powered by NPCI.
Yeah. So coming back, so it explains, quickly that how the customer clicks on a link and makes the payment, and how convenient it is for the customer, and what benefits it gives to the biller and customer and everybody in the ecosystem. Now going further into it, so how the transaction flow happens here. So first, when the customer is clicking on that link is invoking the COU or AI app. So COU is the customer operating unit apps. It can be the bank's app or the fintech's app. So those apps, whichever are installed on customer device and customer selects, is invoked. And once customer reviews the bill details and authorizes payment, then from that app, the payment API of Bharat BillPay is getting invoked. Now here, because this link that is getting generated by the biller is having all the bill information, like the bill amount, the due dates and all that. So no further fetch call is required. So otherwise, when we in the other journey, like where the customer is going to a payment app or a bank app, and he is trying to make a payment, he has to select the category and the biller, and he has to enter details. In that case, the first step is fetching the bill. The next step is making the payment of that bill. Now, because here the details are already part of that link, so there is no extra fetch call is required, which reduces one step here. And once the payment is done, the payment confirmation from Bharat BillPay system, it goes to the BU system. And on real time, the biller platform is getting the update of that payment getting completed, and the customer can be notified immediately. So this is how the transaction flow happens from the COU to the biller. Benefits. One touch payment for customer, it convenience. No need to click, select the category and biller or inputs their details. So no input is required. So there is no chance of getting any putting any error or something. So it's a customer convenience. Conversion of offline to digital. So when the biller is now sending these communications of bill payment to the customers, it's actually now encouraging the customers to adopt this channel more and more and making more digital payments through BPS platform. Real-time bill payment posting. Customer gets instant confirmation of the payment that they are doing. Plus, for billers, who might not have any integration with any payment gateway, can also now use this platform, use this ClickPay link to send it to their customers, and customers can make a digital payment. So billers don't need to integrate with any payment gateway or anything. And also, it's making this whole flow now. It is standardizing the whole payment collection through the biller communication. So it gives a standardized integration to billers. It standardized customer experience as well. And finally, it's a quicker transaction lifecycle, because as we say, like, we are eliminating one half of the steps, like no fetches required. Direct payment is getting posted, so it results into a very quicker transaction life cycle. So literally a customer can complete a payment within few seconds by just clicking on that link. Moving ahead. So how this pay link looks like. So now when the biller is sending this click pay links to their customers. So this click pay links consist of all this different information. Like first is the Bharat BillPay domain, then comes the content ID. So this is a unique ID that the biller will provide in every link. This is to identify any duplicate payment that might originate, so customers mistakenly clicking the same link again and trying to do the payment again. So for those duplicate check, we have a content ID. Then we have a biller ID to identify the biller. We have customer parameters, which are like like a consumer number or customer ID or policy number. So those as also part of that click pay link. It can have a customer name. It will have a bill amount. It can have a bill number, bill period, bill date. So all different details that a bill contains now can be part of this click pay link. Along with that, there can be a due date, and if there is due date, there can be a late amount. And one more thing, there is a expiry date as well, where the biller can decide that after which date they don't want the customer to use this link further to make the payment. For example, any biller having a monthly bill generation cycle, they can put the expiry date as the end of that month. So when that date crosses, customer cannot use this particular link to make the payment again. They have to use the new link to make the payment. And finally, you can see ENC underscore. So this is encrypted value. So of the consumer number. So here we are encrypting the consumer number. So to protect the customer customer important information, we are protecting here. So we are masking so biller is masking the primary customer parameter and sending the encrypted value of the same. The purpose is that even if this link comes to any wrong hand, they cannot fetch any critical information out of these details. So here we have the domain, the content ID, biller ID, customer parameter, name, amount, the details, due date, expiry date, and the consumer. So all this makes the ClickPay link. Now this ClickPay link can be a very big text, and when the biller needs to send it across, say, SMS, WhatsApp, they need to shorten it. And for that also we have provided an API which gives an output like a bbps.io / then a random alphanumeric number. So this is to standardize the short URL as well, which is going to the customer. So the customer, when receives such a link, will be aware that this is a bill payment link. So that customer, and a customer can understand and can make the payment with confidence. So that's why we are providing that API and standardizing this shortening of URL as well. The few unique thing about this ClickPay link is that first, enhance security to customers. So here in the implementation, we have implemented an additional security that whichever apps will be prompted to the customer needs to be authorized with us also. So if you're aware of intent call, that is we get used in mobile devices. So in the intent call, so whichever app is listening to that bharatbillpay.com/pay needs to be authorized with us also. So it's not that any app who is listening to that URL will be prompted to customer. So only if app is whitelisted by us, then only that app will be prompted to the customer, which gives a security to the customer that any app cannot do a phishing kind of a thing to the customer. Second is protects customers' critical information. As I explained, the biller is masking the primary customer consumer details. So even if the information falls in wrong hand, that information cannot be misused. We standardizing the URL shortening. As I explained, this is for the customer to be aware that this is a bill payment link, and they can continue with the pay. We can proceed with the payment in confidence. It supports Android and as well as iOS flow. In the if anyone understands the intent call, so iOS has a different way of handling intent. So we have done a customized solution which handles iOS flow as well. Finally, it's handled various bill payment scenario like for example, if a biller can have a rebate date, like if you early payment date. So if you pay before that date, then the amount you get a discount. So those all different kind of scenarios of late payment, early payment, and expiry date, and all that scenarios has been covered while designing this ClickPay link. Future enhancements that going to come in this ClickPay link. One is that we are also designing a flow where this ClickPay link feature can be used for an in-app payment flow. For example, customer is on an merchant app. It can be a biller app, or it can be an e-commerce app, or a mobile commerce app, and customer is now opting to make a payment. Now the same architecture and the same flow can be used to invoke another payment app from that merchant app. So it's an app to app kind of payment where the customer is directly taken from a merchant app to the payment app, completes the payment in that app, and it comes back to the merchant app. So this Bharat BillPay ClickPay link can further be enhanced to provide to build that customer journey as well. Second is that we are also in process of designing a flow where the ClickPay link can work on PCs as well, on laptop or desktop. Currently, it's only supporting mobile devices, but in future, we will have a flow where it would be supported on a desktop or laptop as well. Third scenario is like dynamic payment amount. Like we have certain biller categories where the payment amount changes uh, on daily basis after due date. So on such scenarios, the payment amount can be made dynamic. So that's the third enhancement that we are currently working on. Finally, is like supporting some analytics and all that using UTMs. So these are the enhancements that we will bring. We'll introduce soon. Currently, the apps which are supporting ClickPay is Beam, PhonePay, and XPay, which is powered by Bill Avenue. The apps which are coming next is Amazon Pay, Kotak, ICICI Bank, MobiKwik, Paytm, PayU, and TJSB. So, like all the COU and AI apps are working on getting implemented. So, few have gone live, few are coming next, but eventually, all COU and AI apps are going to support this feature. So, all COU and AI apps who support BEPS will support this feature as well. The billers who are offering this service are ClickPay to the customers. So, ICICI Prudentials, who is powered by ICICI Bank. We have Tata Power, which is powered by IDFC First Bank. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, which is powered by Kotak Mahindra Bank, and they have their service provider as Setu. And the next coming will be Adani Power, electricity category. We'll have the Bharat Petroleum, where we on the LPG booking, the customer will get a link to make the payment, and then we have Bajaj Finserv. Now I will show you few demo of how this link actually works. This is a live demo. You can see like customers clicking on the link, and it invokes the PhonePay app, and it's making a Tata Power bill payment. So customer selecting a payment option of his choice, and so this is a real transactions that is getting done here. Yeah, and it's and the payment is done. Yeah, so we have few words from PhonePe as well.
We at PhonePe are very excited about Bharat BillPay's launch of payments. With this, we will be able to bring a large number of audience from the offline realm to pay their bills online. We believe that this will further the digital payments movement by making discovery of billers and bill payments seamless and extremely convenient for consumers. We wish BBPS and NPCI the very best with this launch.
We have one more demo. So this time we have used the XPay app to make a payment to Tata Power again. So it's done.
I'm Deepak Anand, Chief Operating Officer of XK Life Private Limited. We are one of the early adopters and proud partners of the NPCI BBPS Paylink program. With the BBPS Paylink program, a single SMS or email that comes to the customer's phone, he can click, get all the details of his bills, and do a payment in under 12 seconds using the native apps that he has already loaded in his phone. This is extremely innovative, and we wish the BBPS Paylink program all the very best in the days to come. Thank you.
Here we're showing a demo of Beam app getting used to make a payment to even small winners. So we have
This launch of Bharat BillPay Paylink, I believe, is set to revolutionize the way customers make their EMI repayments. Today, 20% of our customers are already paying their EMIs digitally, and with initiatives such as this, I'm sure the digital footprint will only expand. I sincerely thank NPCI and Bharat BillPay for making Ujjivan Bank the first bank where they've rolled out this initiative, and all the best for this partnership. Thank you so much.
BBPS has transformed the way one looks at the bill payments. BBPS Paylink is another milestone which further enhances the customer experience with one click. It meets my principle of simple and fast. It's a win-win for customers and billers. Greater choice, flexibility, convenience, intuitive, seamless customer, and an excellent way to stabilize and increase cash flow for billers. We are very happy to partner with NPCI, Bharat BillPay, on BBPS Paylinks to offer best-in-class products and value proposition to the end customers and billers.
At Setu, we're super excited to launch BBPS Pay Links with NPCI and Kotak Mahindra Bank today. We are very proud to take Ujjivan Financial Services as one of the first billers on this platform and enable millions of their customers to make their loan repayments on time. We believe BBPS Pay Links will change the way Indians make bill payments forever. And at Setu, we want to be at the forefront of this innovation, take this infrastructure to every single biller in this country and grow BBPS to billions of transactions every month.
Yeah, thank you. So on from behalf of complete Bharat BillPay and NPCI team, I'd like to thank all our OUs and billers who have been supporting us in all our such initiatives. And so with this, I have come to the end of my presentation, and we can start with questions. Yeah, so
Sure. So thank you so much, Subhradeep and the team from NPCI for on what was a very engaging and what was kind of quite an impressive product showcase. There have been, it's really nice to see that so many advancements with with payments and with the emerging technologies, specifically to the payment space, and how ease of use is at the heart of all these interventions, right? So thanks once again to you and the team at NPCI for for quite an engaging session once again. So there have been like a few questions from the audience, and I just take the most common one with regard to the product specifically. So how different is is ClickPay? You know, kind of quite. How unique is it in comparison to the other competitors in the market? And like there's another comment I can see that how different is the product with regards to autopay, right? That's a feature which is offered by most banks, where the customer is completely freed up for making payments on the due date. So how different is ClickPay compared to banks or other competitors out there in the market?
yes. So yeah, thanks, Hari, for idea first. So to answer this question, I would like to say that we have kind of democratized this whole solution. So when any entity sends this link separately, then that links take the customer to that particular platform. But when we have designed this ClickPay link and the billers are sending this link, now this link can invoke any of the BBPS enabled app which is installed on the customer's phone. So no particular entity is tied up to this link. So now my phone has app 1, 2, 3, and it will invoke or it will show me all app option of paying through all the app 1, 2, 3, and customer can choose. So customer has a choice of which app they want to use to make the payment, and that is, I think, is the most prominent differentiator from any other solution that's there in the market currently.
Okay, Hari, I'll also kind of jump in here. So like Subhradeep explained that yes, it is democratized and it is not a very proprietary which one particular platform may do and only that app gets invoked. But also in the SI autopay sector, one very big component is the view and pay, where the customer wants to make a choice of viewing something and paying. And for some very specific categories, there are flexible payments, dynamic payments, which BBPS takes care of. and presents to the customer. So it really evangelizes what is already existing across platforms. So it becomes a very, very powerful, instrument and tool of customers' choice to make those payments. I think that takes care of a lot of those questions out there, I can see.
Yeah, Harit. Next question. So yeah, one question is flashed on the screen which says, "Will this link be flexible to take any payment option or UPI only?" Yeah, so it's flexible to take any payment option. It's once the customer selects the app, it's up to that app to define which all payment options they want to show to the customer, and which might vary from app to app. Like the banks can show a different set of payment options, and a, a digital app can show a different kind of payment options. So, but it's not, it's not an only UPI or only card or only wallet can be used. It's customers are free to choose any payment option what that app is offering. Was there a second? Okay. Yes. So, sorry.
No, take it. Carry on. Yeah.
No, you can add one. You want to add something?
No, there is also one very persistent question I see is about awareness and fraud and payments. So rest assured, from the point of view of frauds and payments, one, there is going to be a very consistent campaign around awareness along with the ecosystem participants. And as regards transactions, everything would be managed from a governance oversight point of view, since most of the transactions will be routed through us. And we'll be reaching out to the customers along with the ecosystem participants almost on a daily basis, so that the awareness is there and people are not misled. So that I see a persistent question there, and I hope I have answered it.
So yeah, and just to add one more thing, see, currently when the billers are sending that link, like they are already sending a link currently, and those are PG links they are sending to the customer. So those links all looks different. So someone will use service from one provider, someone will use service from different provider. So now it is very difficult to customer to differentiate between a real link with a fraud link. But when we are defining that ClickPay link and we are standardizing this whole link with and we are also providing the shortening service by, so whenever even if that link is getting shortened, it will all this ClickPay link will look similar. It will always start with beps.io. So when the customer understands this, we as Rahul mentioned, we have the awareness drive. Customers will is very easily able to differentiate between a real link with a fraud link. Can we use ClickPay as payment collection gateway for any offline stores? Yes, it can. It can definitely be used. The offline stores can definitely send these links to their customers and collect the payment from any payment app. What is the plan to integrate recurring payment as an option within BUPS? Uh, we are currently working on it, and in coming months you will see that feature is also getting launched. Rahul, you would like to add something here?
Yes. So let me put it a little differently. For people who have on the customer side their own recurring payment facilitation, it's already happening through us. So when you say within BPPS, it's already there within BPPS. Though for a customer, it's been treated as a normal transaction. But from the customer side, it could be a presentation management, it could be a SI autopay, but it is people are evangelizing the platform and using it through us. As regards option within BPPS, like Subhradeep mentioned, we are in the process of creating a public goods white label platform, which will help all ecosystem participants, online, offline, to start their own operations. Because even now, except for some of the bigger ecosystem players, largely
Yeah, I think we lost him.
You will see something really feature enriched real time about to be commenced in a very short time. Yes, we are on the way very well for that. So we can take the next question.
Yeah, I think we answered this already. Can customer use cards? Yes. So as I explained, so this link actually invoke the payment app, and if the payment app has an option to use a card, then the cards can be used. So any payment instrument that payment app is offering can be used by the customer. So it doesn't tie up any particular payment instrument. Customer's choice. Hari, is there any more question that you would like to answer?
I can see one question not appearing on the screen right now. Somebody has asked a question saying, we want to set up recurring payment for a pay-per-use solution for 12 months. Amounts are higher at say 10,000 to 20,000 per month and can vary. Which solution will be apt for seamless and low cost? I can very confidently say that BPPS would be the lowest, given the interchange and other switching pricing. And plus the USPs, we don't have an upper limit as long as the consents and other KYC solutions are apt from the customer aggregator side. Very confidently, I can say that, yeah, BPPS would be one of the best seamless solutions to do that. Uh,
Hari, you're there?
I think we have lost connections. I think we have more or less answered most of the questions. And if something is left out, we can always go offline and then maybe answer those questions because time is almost over. So I think we can hand it over to Ritika now. Ritika, handing over the platform to you.
I think Ritika, you're not audible, I guess.
Ritika, can you hear us?
I think we are not able to hear her.
I think the host is unable to hear. So, Subhradeep, I'll request you to now just summarize and conclude, and then we can end this session. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. So thanks everyone for joining this launch of ClickPay feature of Bharat BillPay. And so I think as many of different question from the question that I understand, people are thinking about new use cases that can be derived from this feature, and that's what exactly our motive was to launch this ClickPay in such a big forum. To look forward for new use cases, new ways for customers to ease their payment journey and all that. And we are open to connect with you guys, so you can drop us an email, you can connect over us on LinkedIn, and we'll take it from there. That's it from this session, and hope to see you all again soon. Thank you.